Welcome to our fourth episode of Builders and Beers. I'm Mark Blickenstaff, General Manager of Moore Lumber and Hardware here in Castle Rock, Colorado. Today I've got Chris Lowe with me from Columbine Roofing and Exteriors,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
And we are sitting at the fabulous Iron Mule. Cheers to them for hosting today.
Cheers.
Chris, thanks for being here. If you haven't checked out Iron Mule, you're missing out huge. These guys are massively award-winning beers, by the way. But let's talk about the builders. That's the first part of our show. Chris, tell me, what is Columbine Roofing and Exteriors?
Sure. Well, Columbine Roofing and Exteriors is a family-run business since 2010. We're located here in Castle Rock, and we specialize in both commercial and residential full roof replacements and repairs. We also do exterior windows, painting, siding repairs, and gutters and downspouts.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Family operation. So you're second generation, third generation?
Yep, second generation of the family.
Right.
Yeah. My father-in-law started this back in 2010, and then kind of jumped on board. He's trying to retire, and jumped on board a few years ago. Partnered with my sister-in-law, Amanda Lambert, and she's actually the president of our company. She's been there about 7 years now. And we just love what we do. We love to work with our community and make our community get back to normal after a devastating hailstorm, or if someone wants to look the best on the block, or just replace a couple things, we're here for them. We try to be that one-stop shop for all of our customers' needs, and we truly love the community we live in, and we're trying to get more connected, and especially with you and some other things that we're involved in as well. And we just love it here, and we want to give back to our community as much as we can and make sure they're getting the best products and everything they're asking for.
Right on. So you guys check all sorts of boxes. You're local.
Yes.
You're a female-run company.
We are.
That is freaking awesome, especially in the building industry. I'm all about that.
Yes.
And you're a family operation. This is great. I love all of it.
Yeah.
We're similar. We don't have the female aspect, but we're similar. I love it. Well, okay, so let's focus on the roofing side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the bulk of your jobs, right? I mean,
yes.
You kind of really have nailed that one down. You're coin the phrase. Punny. Sorry. So let's talk about the roofing process. I mean, obviously it starts with there's something wrong on my roof, whether I see there's a leak or we just went through a massive hailstorm. I mean, what does that look like? When do you guys get called, I guess? Or when should we call you?
Sure. Well, there's a couple different ways. Obviously, if there's a hailstorm and you think you've had significant hail come through your area, that's a good time to probably pick up the phone. A lot of the times we see neighbors, everyone's on the block is getting their roofs replaced. That's also a good time to probably pick up the phone and give us a call at Columbine Roofing and Exteriors. Other times is, we have a lot of calls where, there's some leakage going on, or they don't know where it's coming from, maybe some vents or whatnot, or some flashing, something's happening on their roof that they just want us to take a look and inspect the entire roof and see if, the longevity and how much life is left on the roof as well. I think other times, if you're going to sell your house, a lot of the times we have realtors call us and they say, we want to get this house looked at, the roof looked at prior to the sale. I think that happens a lot. A lot of new buyers are looking for new roofs when they're moving into these homes these days. So we'll come out and give you a free inspection, do the whole rundown of your roof, make sure everything is good. We can even certify your roof for 1 to 5 years, depending on the life we see in that as well, and that kind of helps smooth out the process when you are selling and buying a home. And
sure, gives
and
some
we
confidence in it.
We like to be kind of called before, to get the ball rolling. Like I said, we do free estimates on your roof and just an overview. Take a look at everything. If you need some repairs done, we'll be happy to do that. We have a repair tech that's been doing this for over 20-something years, and he is the best of the best. He'll come out there, find things that other roofers might have looked or didn't find or whatnot, and it's just his experience and his customer service with our customers is they keep calling us back they want him by name, and they know he does a good job and he's honest, and we do it right the first time, and we have good pricing as well for you.
So I'm glad you talked about the repair aspect, because over my career, I'll tell people that come in for a roofing project, whatever, I'll be like, you really need to call a roofer. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that goes to their mind is, oh, I don't want to do that. They're going to sell me a new roof. Mm-hmm. And that's not always the case, right?
No.
I mean, we'd prefer to repair it, truly, if we
Sure.
can, right?
Sure.
I mean, from a business aspect, yeah, it's nice to replace a roof.
Sure.
But if we can keep the shell intact and just repair what needs repaired, that's actually better, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's better for our customers too. Roofing, the components and everything that for a new roof it gets very expensive these days, as in kind of any industry right now with pricing and stuff like that. And the best case scenario is, I'm not going to sell you a new roof. I'm going to do it by the book. If you need a repair, we're gonna give you a repair. If you need a replacement and it's time, that's fine. Sometimes we tell our customers, hey, listen, maybe wait for the next hailstorm that comes through this spring or summer or something, and then call us back. No, I'm not going to upsell you on that stuff or anything. We're a family-run business. We treat everyone as if their home was our home, and that's how we look at it. It's as simple as that.
That's awesome. And so I want to talk about the product, the roofing. I mean, we're talking about shingle roofs today.
Sure.
We won't dive into metal because it's a whole other world.
Yes.
So back in the day when I was a young pup, we used to grade roofing in 15-year, 30-year, and lifetime. We've kind of gone away from that, right? But I still hear it out in the industry, right? We still refer to it because we're old school.
Sure.
Talk about the different grades of a roof, or the roofing product itself.
Sure. So you have your different classes for the roof, especially if we're talking about shingle roof or asphalt, composite roof, stuff like that. I feel like in the roofing industry, there's 5 names for the same thing, for everything. So we do our best to educate our customers on, exactly what we're offering, what we're going to put on, what's best to put on, why we do it a certain way, meaning like adding a valley metal in here so you don't have a hump on one side when they weave together, with certain shingles. With the shingles, you have different class ratings as well. There's a class 3 and a class 4. Class 4, typically with insurances, you'll get a premium discount, so you can save some money there by upgrading a little to a class 4. As I mentioned, class 4, as we're sitting here talking, on our website as well too, we want to give back to our community, our first responders, our military as well too. So we're offering to upgrade them to a class 4 roof. Just because of all their services they do for our country and our community as well too. I know my wife's a nurse. I know my business partner's husband is also a firefighter, and we just have a lot of military friends and family as well too. So we want to give back in that way to upgrade them to a class 4. It's a little thicker shingle. Obviously when that hail comes down and you're getting the 2-inch plus hails, it's not really going to make a difference kind of what shingle you have on there. There's going to be damage, but for the smaller pea-size shingle or pea-size hails, what we call them, they'll hold up pretty well. We had a storm come through this year and it was great. All these class 4s that we put on in previous years kind of held up, and the customer was extremely happy, and that's what we want. Call us back when you get another big hailstorm and we'll help you through that. Excuse me. So we do, with those different classes and stuff, we also work with the insurance companies, all insurance companies, to help the customer through an insurance claim and process, because when the claim comes through, there's a lot of words on there that gets very confusing very quickly. The customer doesn't really know what's going on. So we like to, again, educate our customers and have a little meeting with them, sit down and say, okay, let's go through this scope. Here's what insurance is going to pay. Here's what insurance missed. That's what we like to look at the scopes and review them, because we feel that a lot of the times, majority of the times, there's things missed, such as code items and everything, and different things that were previously on a roof that were not going to be replaced first time around when the adjuster came out. And it's just a double check for our customers to make sure that they're going to get paid by their insurance for what they're due, right? And then we'll come along and work with their insurance company, bill their insurance for the work that we complete for them. And then we also, just want to make sure our customers are, at the end of the day, everything is perfect the way they want it to, and that's what we strive for.
Beauty. So you mentioned process of the insurance, right? HOAs, they're a thing in our area. I mean, they're everywhere, right? And they dictate pretty much everything that goes on the exterior of a house.
Sure.
So talk about the HOA process, how you guys get involved, or how do you stay away? I mean, whichever it is.
Well, I think that's a great question, Mark. And with HOA, it's the customer's responsibility to make sure that they're doing their due diligence to follow up with their HOA. There are communities around here that have asphalt roofs. They have metal roofs. A lot of up a little road a little bit. A lot of tile roofs too. So we make sure the customer is filling out the appropriate work. We'll go through colors. We can submit all the information from the manufacturer's websites of all the specs for the roof, and the colors is a big one as well too. So they can appropriately submit it so it's seamless. And once we get that return back that we're approved, ready to go, we'll jump in and start the process of the roof build.
Okay, so let's just keep rolling with that then. So you've gone through, you've provided an estimate prior to this, I'm sure.
Sure.
And so you've helped them go through the HOA process. What's next? I mean, you're going to jump into the project, right?
Sure, jumping into the project. I think with our business, I think that what sets us apart a little bit is the two-way communication that we have, and we build that trust with the customer. When we get in there, we line everything out, and it's as simple as a text or an email or a quick phone call. What I like to do personally is I like to kind of find out how the customer likes to communicate. So if it's text, great, I'll text you. Email, sure, no problem. You want a phone call? You got it. So after we get that process going, we set the table out or the schedule out for the week and say, okay, here's the different process and here's why we have to do these in certain steps. And if it's roofing, and then it turns into gutters, and then finally exterior paint or something like that. So kind of walk them through the process, identify our timelines. We have project managers like myself as well that focuses the project from the beginning all the way to the end. Right. Consistently showing up, making sure their property is clean, making sure, do you have any questions and concerns, asking those to the customer throughout the process, just to keep them in the loop. We're seeing that customers, they're basically their number one asset, right? They want to know what's going on in their roof, and they want to see a good job throughout the whole entire process, and that's what we strive for. It's as simple as that. Right. Communication and building the trust, and let's do a good job. And I kind of joke with my customers sometimes. I'm like, once we do this, I don't want to hear from you in 10 years until you get a next, hailstorm or something like that.
It's not personal, but it's personal.
No, it's not personal, but it also reflects on I want to do a good job the first time and do it right the first time, and that's what our company strives for. And we have amazing project managers that have many years of experience that work with our customers one-on-one, and that's what we can offer our customers.
Right. So, I mean, what you guys are offering is, far beyond I don't mean this to the moving company, but the 2 men in the truck type of thing, right? I mean,
correct.
It's not a blow-and-go operation.
No.
You're actually there, you're partnering with your customer to ensure that, number one, they're compliant with everything they need to be compliant with, whether it be HOA, building permits, whatever it might be. But then you're also ensuring the success through the project, because you're not literally on the roof, you're with the customer saying, is everything going well?
Correct.
Okay, I dig it. All right, so rough timeline. I mean, average size roof around here is, I don't even know, actually. It's 30 square or something?
Probably between 25 and 30 squares or so.
And I'm sorry.
Which is what we kind of call average.
Yeah. A square is 100 square feet, just in case you're curious. Yep.
A square is it's a 10 by 10 area. It's 100 square feet. It's what we call a square in the roofing industry. So about the average square is about 25 to 30 squares around here probably.
Okay.
Timeline, we could probably, and that is crews arriving, basically taking everything off to the sheathing, the decking, again a couple different names for everything, get everything down to the decking, and then we start building the roof from there, probably looking between a 2 days probably.
Okay.
That all depends on, in Castle Rock, you're going to have some inspections as well too. Castle Rock offers a mid-roof inspection, which I think is a great thing. So, they'll have the city inspector come out, look at our mid-roof halfway, which is about 50% complete, making sure everything is assembled correctly, and we're meeting all the codes as well. And then we'll finalize it with a final inspection from the city. Once they sign off, everything looks good. And then we work with the customer, and if it's an insurance claim, we'll go and bill the insurance and then work with the customer for payment. If it's what we call a cash deal, basically it's just a non-insurance claim is what we call a cash deal, then payments due at time as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so decking, you ripped everything off. You've got great opportunity to see the decking. So
Yes.
mold or rot or anything like that, we can address that. I mean, mold's not a huge issue in our area because we're so dry, but there is an opportunity for it. And so we see that. We see the rot. We see anything that might be happening. We see penetrations that are maybe weren't flashed properly, right? And so that's kind of what we're all looking for at that point, right? So way back in the day, we put down tar paper.
Yeah.
Still a thing? I don't even know.
Well, we use synthetic underlayment right now. Most insurances will pay out at 15 felt. We believe in quality products, and you're going to have a better return at the end. So we don't cut corners. We will go above and beyond city codes. We will add what we call like ice and water. It's kind of like a rhino felt on our eaves around all of our penetrations and in our valleys. Typically, it's code per 7,000 feet. But to be honest, with ice damming, I have ice damming at my house. There's issues that this ice and water barrier really helps so water doesn't penetrate the inside of your house. There are times that, we rip off a roof and on the sheathing we see holes or cracks or something needs to be replaced. It's amazing sometimes that, the customers tell me within 2 years they've had their roof replaced, and I guess that wasn't addressed the previous time. We're here to say, no matter what, we're going to replace that and make sure everything is nice and sturdy and sound before we can complete the final roof. And make sure everything's good, make sure your flashing's correct, make sure it's draining properly, everything like that.
Right. Because there's a lot of components to a roof. I mean, it's not just tar paper or shingle. I mean, there's flashings that go everywhere. It's pretty amazing. So I'm glad you guys know what you're doing. I stay on the ground. I like it there. All right, so it's been a couple days. We've ripped off the old roof. We've inspected. We've papered. We've now started installing. We've called for our halfway inspection from the city if we're in Castle Rock, and then you're going to button up the roof, right? And then what comes after that?
Well, I think the final inspection kind of with the customer. Some customers go on roofs, some absolutely will not go on a roof. It's funny. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it can get scary. It can get really scary getting on some roofs as well. But I still feel like I'm young and energetic, and I can get up there for now. And we also have a drone as well. We can use that with tight situations where it's hard to get on or whatnot. And so that's kind of another tool in our toolbox to use. So at the end of the day, I like to do kind of a final meeting with the customer and kind of see if how did everything go? Did everything get cleaned up appropriately? Is there anything that they have concerns about? Again, I just want to make it available to them that we're here. We are a brick and mortar business. We are right over here on Wilcox Street, kind of tucked in by, I think everyone kind of knows Dazbog and Yolanda's over there. So come say hi. We're not that fly-by-the-night roofing company. Right. We are here. We are embedded in this community. We love our community, and we're here to stay. We're not chasing storms in different states. We're here to give back to our community and make our community beautiful as it is.
I love it. So let's just top on one other topic real fast. Gutters. Gutters are almost as important as a roof, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you're going to remove the water off the roof and let it drip right onto your house, there's no point.
Correct.
Right. So we might as well just let it come right inside anyways. So you guys do gutters.
We do.
And you do the continuous gutters and all that good stuff.
Yep.
And
yep. 5-inch and 6-inch seamless gutters. Yep.
Okay. Any
made on the spot right then and there. You can look at all different colors that you'd like. We also do the downspouts. We look at gutter covers as well. We've applied some what we call heat tape into gutters. Basically, it's just stopping ice damming from occurring. I have them in my house. Some of my gutters are facing north, so I put some industrial heat tape in there. I turn it on during the daytime. Perfect.
Nice.
I don't have any ice damming that's going to ruin my roof and or gutters. But yeah, absolutely. We do the gutters right on site. And a lot of the gutters sometimes just needs to maybe be repitched, or you need a new downspout or a kick out that goes diverts the water away. We can also do gutter cleanouts as well too for customers. There are some times where we put new gutters on. They call us for a warranty, but unfortunately they're full of leaves and stuff. We help them out the best we can, but it's always, I think, good for customers, especially when they have big trees around their area, is to either, if you're not going to get up there and do it, give us a call. We'll give you a quote to replace your gutter, seal everything up. Just make sure the pitch is right, everything's good for the winter. When the winter sets in, you're gonna be in better shape.
I actually found my newspaper in my gutter once. It was really awesome.
Oh, I find like golf balls.
That paper guy had a really good arm, apparently. I was like, dang, that's impressive. Okay, so you guys are just full package exterior.
Yes.
When do we call you, though? I mean, so we talked about something went wrong. We know there was a hailstorm or something like that. Let's just say that it's been 15 years of awesomeness.
Yeah.
I mean, do I call you every 2 years? Do I call you every 3 years for an inspection?
Well,
what's your recommendation?
I think our recommendation is, the manufacturer warranties, they have, anywhere from 30 to 40 to 50-year roofs and stuff like that. We know we live in Colorado. The weather is a heck of a lot different than most states. We kind of see it all around here. So I would say every about 5 to 7 years after a roof has been replaced, that probably give us a call, and we'll come out and do a free inspection for you. If there needs to be repairs done, we're here for you. But I think that's probably a good timeline, about 5 to 7 years after you got a new roof. Just give us a call and let's inspect. Again, don't wait for, if your neighbors are getting their roof done, don't be that one, because insurance companies are getting a little stricter these days, and they're kind of saying, if you don't file within a claim, you could lose some of your depreciation money and stuff like that.
And the inspection's free, so there's no reason.
Inspection's free.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Chris, I greatly appreciate it. There's tons of information, so thank you for coming on.
Thank you, buddy.
Greatly appreciate it. Cheers to that. Thank you to Iron Mule.
Thank you, Iron Mule.
Good night to my wife.